Hi there. Regina Sanchez, your spiritual life and health coach, believing in you. Welcome again to my video podcast, Giving You a Fresh Start. I'm excited to be here again with you today, and I'm excited to talk to you about a topic regarding coaching and what does that mean? What can a coach do for you? So I want to just take a few minutes and explain it, give you a little idea of what that would involve. So if you want to go get your favorite beverage, I am drinking a hot cup of tropical green tea. So I'm enjoying it. It's really hot and really tasty. So pause the video, go get your beverage, and come on back. So my question that I get a lot of times from individuals is, well, what can a coach do to help me? What does coaching mean? Why would I need a coach? Well, some of the times that we could be in, some issues that may be going on in our life that would benefit from working alongside a coach would be a life transition, okay, a major life transition, like getting a divorce or, ending a long-term relationship, okay, that was very hard. Or after the death of somebody that you're struggling with the grieving process and trying to move on from that loss, or if you're in a job that is too stressful, you're not enjoying it, you feel like it's time to move on, to do something different, those types of life transitions. Or maybe you've become an empty nester and that's a new concept for you, and you're trying to decide how you're going to move along to the next season of life. Or maybe you've been dealing and battling with a number of illnesses, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're ready to make some changes to your health and your lifestyle to help you along with that. Or just when you're ready to get support in a new goal you may have for your life. So working along with a coach, a coach will not necessarily tell you what to do. A coach is going to be a really good listener, and they're going to pick up key points or key things that they may feel they're hearing from you, and help guide you to look at those issues, and then maybe set some goals, or maybe remove those goals or remove those issues or those desires because you really thought maybe that was something you really needed in your life, but you've come to terms with that you don't. So when I start to work with an individual in coaching, I know I'm a spiritual life and a health coach, but no matter what coaching I'm doing, if someone comes to me for life issues, we are going to take a look at health issues. Or if somebody comes to me for health changes, we're going to look at lifestyle changes, because it's all encompassing. It's all in the same package. So, when I got trained and certified as a health coach, we looked at primary foods and we looked at secondary foods. So you'd be interested to know that primary foods are not the foods that you're eating. Those are actually secondary foods. The primary foods are things in your life like your career, your relationships, your spiritual life, and your physical activity. And so we take a little bit of time and we look at those four components. So if you came to me, that you wanted to make some health changes, and you wanted to remake your pantry, and you wanted to eat more whole, real foods, or you felt like you want to lose some weight and you're struggling, it's not happening for you, I am going to look at those primary foods with you first. Because if you are in a job that is stressful or that you hate or that's not working for you, telling you you need to eat more broccoli isn't going to necessarily help you at this moment. So we're going to maybe take a look at the career issue or your job issue, or if you're in a very stressful relationship. Um, I may encourage you to look at those things and let's work through some goals in that regard. Or if your spiritual life is dry, and you don't have one, I may encourage you to look at that to see, is that something that you feel would perhaps enhance your life? And of course, your physical activity. Then we might venture, or we will venture into the realm of what is your diet like, or what is your pantry full of, or what are you daily intaking. So it is about walking alongside you as you determine your goals. A coach should never determine your goals. You need to determine your goals. And if, you say I have no goals, okay, let's come up with some goals. But it's not something that a coach is going to tell you that your goals should be. A coach wants to, ignite what's in you and help you look at that goal, and or look at those goals or those desires. Maybe there's this desire deep down in your heart that you wish you did in your life. I think I shared on one of my other podcasts about a gentleman who was married, and they were struggling in their marriage, and he was just very unhappy with what he was doing. He was oh my gosh, I don't know what his career was at the moment, but he was very unhappy. It was causing a strain in his relationship. And so he met with his pastor, and the pastor was actually sharing the story. And the pastor discerned that there was something in this gentleman's life that was missing. It was something that he wanted to do that he never did. And was able to uncover that, yes, there was. That he had always wanted to be an attorney. And his wife said, I will not support you through law school. I will not, be the sole provider for a while, or whatever it was back then. That was many years ago. And so he relented and moved on to another career and hated it because it really didn't fulfill his God-given call. I mean, we all have a destiny and a calling in our life. And that calling could be a mom that's raising her children, okay? That calling could be a woman that's meant to be an attorney, a political figure, the president of the United States. We don't know. Everybody has a calling. And I love the scripture in Psalm 139 where it says, God formed you and knew about you before he placed you in your mother's womb. He has a plan. I understand there's books in heaven written about each of us that God has for us. He has a plan and a purpose, and it's a good plan. And if we're not walking in that plan or that purpose, we could be in a lot of pain in our life, and a lot could be missing. I once heard a saying that the greatest loss is the creation left inside of you. And years ago when I was organizing, one of the things that I loved to organize was photos. That was one of my greatest passion. I just love photos. I love the whole concept of memories and creating memories and so forth. And there's a saying that when someone dies and doesn't tell their story, it's like a whole library was never created, was never built. Because we each have a story to tell. We each have something to share. We each have a purpose in life. And if we're not living that purpose, if we're not walking in that calling, there's going to be such a void in our life. And that's where a lot of times addictions come into play. All kinds of addictions, whether it's addiction to food, addiction to substance, sexual addictions. It could fall under a number of categories because we're trying to fill a void that's in our life that's not happening. And when we can't ourselves move us out of that place that we're in that is causing us a tremendous amount of pain in our hearts, in our lives, in our daily living, then perhaps it's time to work alongside a coach and help them or have them help you and encourage you to fulfill your calling, your dream, your desire, and your goal. So I hope that sheds a little light, for you. I work with clients weekly. I know when I was trained with from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, they recommended every other. I find that was just too much distance in between meeting. So I like to work with individuals, 30 to 40 minutes a week, just to connect, kind of see how things are going, maybe fine tune some things, or maybe just keep moving along in what you're doing because you're making great progress. Sometimes progress takes some time. It doesn't necessarily change from week to week, but as long as my client is feeling good and feeling like they're making some changes or moving towards that goal and seeing themselves walking closer and closer to that goal, then we're in a good place. So take a few minutes and think about, are there issues in your life that you feel stuck, that you feel like you could, get some help, um, be encouraged, be loved, get some virtual hugs, and just speak life into you and speak encouragement into you. So I know that I'm here. I'd love to chat with you if you want, a little more information about coaching. If you feel like you want to discuss this a little further, um, in the link below will be a link to set up a free discovery call, and let's chat for a few minutes. Otherwise, be blessed. Keep living an abundant life. Enjoy things, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for spending some time with me, and have a great day. God bless.